John Allen.
What's your topic?
Okay, well, I'm bringing a flashback from my great-grandfather.
Yeah, put his hat on.
If we had to go back, if one of y'all had to go back to any point in time, like in history, where would it be and why?
1980s Miami.
I totally agree with that. I would love the 80s would have been such a fun time to live in.
It's such a boring answer though. But go ahead. I gotta think of something else.
Okay, well, you start, Zach.
I would like to go back into the Western days.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Like back
I like that,
in Texas, where just everything is starting to get up. Not necessarily going into the new age where like cars are starting to be made,
Like
but
still horse and
before that, just back
stuff like that.
basically
Like Gold Rush days and
yeah,
all
like
that.
all the gold rush
cool.
and everything. Like when the railroads are just being made and everything. All the
Zach would be a cattle wrangler.
I can see
I
it.
have my own ranch. Everything be. Move along, cows, get on. Gotta take them out the pasture, let them graze.
Zach's been playing too
Do you
much.
do that when you wear your Batman outfit too?
Western Batman. What would a Western Batman look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was thinking that too.
Full leather armor.
Yeah.
But I would love to go back in the Western times. Just all the stuff I hear about that is so interesting. Had the gold rush, all the mining, the coal mining.
That sounds exciting.
Well, how culture evolved. Culture evolved a lot from. I mean, every time something big happened like that, it evolved our culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Like going back to like the Italian Renaissance, things like that.
That was actually my answer.
Assassin's
The
Creed 2.
Renaissance.
Yeah, I kind of figured Trevor would be a Renaissance man.
But, I mean, that's such a broad topic because I mean, even like to me, the 1980s was everyone was so happy because everyone was spending money, which is why we were in debt. But 1980s, everyone was happy, doing cocaine, driving around, wearing colorful jackets, driving around in Lamborghinis.
The best, great music. I think.
Good old Vice.
I'm looking at you, Don Johnson. But I mean, 1960s New York would be cool just to hang out in like a club and listen to like Frank Sinatra sing and stuff like that. That'd be cool. Just going back to the 70s and listen to all the greatest rock bands of all time. I don't know. I go on and on.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't. I don't know if I can necessarily pick one place because history is so interesting, and going to different spots in history would be neat. I guess maybe the end of World War II, I might go and like see because stuff was changing then too. Like we're in the middle of an economic boom during that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And seeing all the new things that are happening, and we just won the war and everybody's celebrating. And
I know when you go back to those time periods, you want to go to when everyone was happy.
Yeah, you don't want to go to like this the Cold War when everybody's like afraid they're about to get bombed.
I don't know. I did say 1980s, which
Well, yeah, kind of
that was the end of the Cold War, but at the same time, I also put like
that's why everyone was happy. It was over.
Yeah,
but it didn't. That was like 89.
Yeah.
Technically, the Berlin Wall came down in 89, but I don't think the Cold War ended until 91.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like at the same time, there was times where it wasn't as tense.
But I mean, just you could talk about the Cold War, just all the stuff Russia was doing during the Cold War. I mean, they invaded Afghanistan.
The space race.
Yeah,
talking about the stuff that we were in competition with.
You know,
like the Olympics.
I mean, we're still, of course, competing with Russia. I don't know if we'll ever love Russia. I mean,
Russia just does things.
But they're
Russia is like their own.
You know what? There's a group of 4 Russian guys sitting around talking about, oh, America.
I don't know if we're ever get along with them.
It's just. What else you got, Trevor?
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
I'm not a history buff, so I'm not gonna sit here and talk about all the things going
Trevor
on.
learns his history from playing Assassin's Creed.
That's right. But
I
love the Renaissance.
I
know that was a big time for different art and the culture. I've always found it interesting.
Absolutely.
And even I don't know if this goes along with it or not, but we was talking about Bloodborne earlier.
Get a little Da Vinci.
And I don't know if these two are close together or not, but the Victorian era too.
Victorian was what, 19th century?
Yeah.
I love the look and feel of cities from that era.
Yeah.
And we were gonna study abroad one summer, probably 2 years ago.
Was she cute?
Do it. But I really wanted to go, and this town we were going to, I think it was Bregenz, Austria, and it was a Victorian style town. And I mean, I saw pictures and it was just beautiful.
It just doesn't hold a candle to Western Kentucky.
No, not at all.
You guys should just see this view we got right now.
Yeah, you really should. It is very country.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different eras you can go to, and I mean that's a good way to end the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
think.
I mean, like I said, we didn't give a straightforward answer, really.
No,
but
I mean, there's so many answers.
You just want to go somewhere where it's different. Like, you want to see how people used to live, and you want to feel that happiness that they used to have too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel sorry for the kids that want to come back and visit 2010s in the future. So visit those artists that don't really play music.
Yeah, I agree.
But
well, I mean, it's music. It's today's music.
Not music. He's a liar.
You just don't get it.
Oh yeah. If anybody didn't know, this guy right here is a big Oregon Ducks fan, but he's wearing a fedora.
No, please don't.
We gotta see what's under there.
No.
He does. He is such.
I'll just go along.
You should just go along with it. This is the biggest Bear Bryant fan right now I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'll just take the jacket off. We'll just go Bear Bryant.
Go Bear Bryant.
Well, see, what happened was, the story behind this is, I went to watch a football game, and I had the be able to ride with the person there. He told me I had to wear an Alabama shirt, so I bought this.
That's when he totally should have just like Hulk Hogan'd it and like ripped
Yes.
it off.
Yes.
He's like, but you know what I think about that? Y'all don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, I do. But anyway, I guess
after the podcast.
I guess that's a good way to end the podcast. I mean, this has been our.
If there's anything else that you guys want to talk about, we still got, we could go for 10 more minutes if y'all want. If there's anything that we need to mention,
What places in history would y'all like to go to?
How about
There's that. And since this is the end of the podcast, you guys will never, ever, ever see this podcast unless we make it big. So that is our promise to you guys. We are Untitled, and we are Sadistic Pixel, and we are out.
Thank you.
See you. That was awesome.